What's happening, Silver Wolves? Okay, today we're going to go harvest a resource. I want to bring you along and talk about it. It's springtime now. We've had a glorious, beautiful spring here in South Alabama. Really rare for us. Usually we go from winter to summer that quick. And like a poor man's peanut butter sandwich, kind of thin in between them two. But this year we've actually had a couple of months of spring. Cool nights, little cool spells, and days that were pleasant, highs in the mid 80s or high 70s. Just completely awesome, having a great time. But I want to go harvest a resource, and I thought I'd bring you along. So let's get going. And here is the resource. What you're looking at here is a big old cedar tree. It's on the side of a road, and it's gone up, and the lower limbs shed out. But in doing that, I can harvest bark off of it. You already knew I'd do that, but what else is for this? Here's a stick of it that I just harvested. And you go down into the center of it. It's got that strong cedar smell to it. Get a little bit better one than that. You know I got one. Get a little bit closer to the trunk. Oh yeah. That's what we're wanting. That red heart right there. This is going to go into my clothing locker. It's going to go into my haversack. Because what that does is anti-insect. I want to take this and I'll shave off this bark. I'm going to gather me up quite a few pieces of this, and I'm going to take the time after a while at home to shave up this bark. That's going in my fire kit. And then once I get done with that, I get in here and I'm going to start peeling up fresh shavings of that cedar right there. No insect likes the smell of cedar. So by me putting this bark into my haversack as part of my tinder kit, that's going to help keep insects away, ain't it? I'm going to take this and I'm going to nub it up and drop it into a little bitty sock. Here's a source to go get those. Go look around your Goodwills or things and say, hey, you got any baby socks? Trust me, they'll have baby socks. And so I'd take a small baby sock and I'll put a bunch of shavings in it and I'll just sew it closed right quick, or take a safety pin and clip it up, and I'll stick it in with my gear, like on the top of my hammock inside the little cinch bag. So when I get home and I fluff out my sleeping bags, I'll put some cedar in there with them. These wood shavings, I'll shave it down to where it's all orange heart showing. Now this oil is limited. It will dry out over a period of time. But I can take it, that right there, and I can take those and put them in to little sachets like that. And then every so often, if the smell is kind of dropped down, I can pick it up and shave it a little bit more and get back down into the good volatile oils. And therefore, I'm putting natural insect repellent into my kit. So a 2-for-1. A, I can pick up and do this for tinder. B, I can get it for smell, to make me smell more natural and a little bit of scent camouflage, and also to kind of prevent some insects. Third, this makes really good feather sticks and stuff like that. It's a multi-use source. And look at all of them. As you can tell, I've trimmed this a couple of times in the past. But now the tree has gone way on up yonder. And so therefore all of these are sheds. So I can come today and gather me up a pretty good pile of them, and therefore have a good tinder source. Now, let's talk about the next thing on the agenda. Agenda. Big word meaning what we're going to talk about now. So, my good friend Jonathan Morris over on the Survival Dispatch channel posted today, and today is Saturday. He posted a video talking about resource gathering, and he showed how to make a toothbrush in the field. Now, this is an old time tested thing of the old woodsman, of taking a small green limb off of a sweet gum and carving one end to be a toothpick and carving the other end kind of as a wedge and sticking it between your teeth and gum and kind of chewing on it a little bit so that it will make fibers, and you use that to brush your teeth. Really good video, and I encourage everybody to go over and check it out. But for us old silver wolves, we might have store-bought teeth. And so I was asked by old silver wolf, Blackie, what do you do in the field with your dentures? And I have denture. You know, so what do you do in the field? Silver wolves, have you ever sneezed and shot your teeth across the place? Not saying that happened, but I have went to sneeze and got my hand up in time to sneeze and shoot out me, hit the hand, and put them back in one motion. Like, been there. Ah, the joys of being an old silver wolf. Now, what I do in the field for denture is this. I've tried carrying various things, but what I feel is the best is whatever type of method you use for a pad in the top or some sort of fix-a-dent or whatever to hold it in place, make sure you're carrying some of that with you in your camping gear. 2, in the field, if it's just me and we're going ultralight, I'll carry a couple of really good name brand Ziploc bags, like a Ziploc freezer bag, because you could take your teeth out, put it in that, add water, and drop an Effordent, one of them foamy up things inside that bag, and zip it 3/4 away, let the gas escape, and prop it up, you know, near the underneath the tarp or something like that at night, and let it do it percolating. In the morning, dump that out, add some fresh, wish it around, clean it real good, and pop them back in. So you can do that. You can keep these going in the field. But that's been my way. Now, I've done this for up to a week. You know, carrying a toothbrush, brush your teeth, brush the denture, so to speak, and also carry Effordent in a Ziploc, do it. You can carry a specific cup. If we're going not hiking camping anymore, and we're just out here, you know, car camping, enjoying life, hey, why not? We're silver wolves. We've earned it. Then I will carry along the Ziploc bag. If I'm car camping, I'll carry along a small container from the house in which to put it in with one of those Effordents to keep it clean. So, also be aware that if you get hot spots in your mouth or something like that, talk to the dentist, talk to the pharmacist at your pharmacy, and they make things you can put on to help numb. So if you get your, don't eat a lot of jerky when you got dentures, but you know what I mean. You're out here at the camp, everybody else is eating this stuff, somebody keeps saying, and you get a hot spot. And for those of you that have never had the joys of a hot spot, you get a little seed or something underneath your denture, between your denture and the gum, and it's like a rock in your shoe, and you make a little bruise. In which case, you got to kind of let it rest a little bit. Having little drops or something that I can numb that place makes an advantage. Yes, being a silver wolf is not easy. It ain't for sissies, that's for a fact. So always be prepared in the field. Now, one last reminder that next weekend, myself and Bear and a couple other people are going to be up at Mountain Readiness. We're going to be up there for the whole event, and I'm going to be teaching a class on Saturday, as well as on Sunday I'm on a panel that's going to be doing some stuff. So come hang out up there if you're in the Carolina area or whatever and you're going to it. Come see me. Love to see you and talk to you and etc. As you know, I've never met a stranger. Till next time, Silver Wolves, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.